So what is product market fit? Product market fit, PMF, in its most simplest form, is when your customers love your product. They love it so much that they shout you from the rooftops. Case studies, video testimonials, written case studies on the website, referring you to new businesses, telling friends and family, basically just a huge evangelist for your product or service. The best way to think about it, it's an inflection point from when you have to push your product to the market versus the market's pulling to you. So it becomes a lot easier to sell, a lot easier to scale. Very simple. Now, I'm going to break it down a little bit further. So for B2B SaaS companies specifically, and those servicing the mid-market and the enterprise, this video is specifically for you. Now, the problem here with these types of businesses, these SaaS companies, is their deal cycles are very long. So let's say it's a 3 to 6 month sales cycle. It takes, a couple of weeks to onboard, and really the customer's only happy a month, 2 months into actually adopting the product. That's a really long time, and that costs money, time, effort, marketing, customer support, onboarding. It's a massive undertaking, right? So the question is, within that 8-9 months before you even get to the level of potentially product market fit, what are the leading indicators that you can see in your business that tell you might be onto something? You're on your journey to achieving product market fit. So some of the leading indicators, first is sales activity. Sorry for my writing. I don't write anymore. I use a computer every single day. So sales activity, campaign copy, email, LinkedIn, phone calls. Are you able to generate leads and interest? Are you able to get on calls on Zoom, in-person meetings, whatever it is, right? I'll go a little bit deeper on each one as we go through it. Second is your inbound engine. Do people respond to your marketing campaigns, right? Your content online. Do people come to you? You post content, do they send you a DM, right? Does that happen? Are you getting attention? Third, do people or prospects convert? So do they convert down funnel? If you have a 2-step, 3-step, 4-step sales process, from that first call, discovery, getting to know someone, introductions, right? Do they convert to that second call? And I'll go super deep on that one. Fourth, let's just do dollar signs or trials. Does someone pay you for your service or for your product, or do they accept a free trial? I'm often surprised by the amount of founders that are themselves surprised that customers don't just accept free trials. For them, it's not free, it's a time suck, right? So do they pay you or do they accept free trials? Now, with sales activity, let's take email and LinkedIn. Good benchmarks to have. I would say these days, email, if you can get anything plus 3% interest rate, that's great. So 3% plus on email is good. That used to be a higher number in my opinion, but there's been a lot of changes to email. LinkedIn, if you can get anything plus 5% on LinkedIn from purely cold outreach, pretty good, right? If you're seeing 20, 30, 40%, you're onto something. Keywords are there. You're capturing someone's attention to get on a phone call. Let's do number 3, how to convert people to a second call. I'm just going to wipe this board. Now, remember, this is a B2B SaaS company that focuses on mid-market and enterprise. So this isn't relevant for every single business. Converting to a second call. In the first call, everyone knows is discovery time, right? Especially if you're a higher ticket SaaS product, 50K, 100K plus, this one is definitely for you. So what are the leading indicators that you can pick up on the first call to show you you're onto something? They're going to progress. The goal is to progress them down the funnel. Obviously, that's a good indicator. How do you get them there? So software companies, particularly in the enterprise, are obviously built to solve a problem. So first step, do they confirm or deny the problem? Yes or no? Now you can ask that in a million ways. There's the whole debate around, do you say, is this a problem? Yes or no? Or do you color their, prompt them to answer something? So you could give them an example of what the problem might be or how it manifests, right? I'm actually a fan of that. I do think slightly biasing their answers up front is a good way to get them thinking. Not everyone answers direct questions. It's just not in their personality. So I think giving a few examples of, hey, this problem manifests like XYZ. Is that a problem for you? Is that how it works in your business? It's actually a pretty good idea. So first, do they confirm the problem? If so, why is it a problem? What does that come down to? Resources, time, they haven't been able to find another solution. Whatever they say there, why is it a problem? Next, how big is the problem? What does it cost you per year in headcount? What does it cost you to run certain workflows each month? How many people are involved in writing this report? How much does that spreadsheet set you back? Whatever it is, right? How big is it? If they say time and resources here, I'm not a huge fan of that answer because everything's time and resource constrained, right? But if they're able to give a deeper answer, I have 6 people assigned to this problem, 2 security analysts, 1 security engineer, a security manager overlooking that process, whatever it might be. If they can go deep here, that shows that they're close to the problem, understand it, and are hopefully willing to invest or at least introduce you to the decision maker. Third, have they tried to solve before? Have they tried one of your competitors? Have they tried a legacy platform that you're trying to disrupt? Have they thrown headcount at it? Are there job ads right now for that specific problem to hire someone to solve it? All of these things are really, really good indicators. They're close to the problem and they're actively in the market. Now, maybe it's not on this call, but on future calls, once you've got a little bit of a relationship set up, there are some questions that you can ask to really get a good indicator of where this person is on their buying journey, essentially. Now, you don't want to be too cheesy, I guess. It's a thing, it can happen. If you're going to ask direct questions, I always ask permission to do that first. So, do I have your permission to ask you a direct question? Had to be done. Maybe make a little joke out of it, whatever, make them feel comfortable. But then they're always going to say yes. They never say no to that, right? On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being you absolutely hate me, we're never going to talk ever again, you delete my number and block me on LinkedIn. 10 being give me your credit card, I'd like to spend $100,000 right now, right? Where are you on that spectrum of the buying journey? A lot of people I've noticed do say 5 or 7. 7's good. For some reason, it's a number that everyone likes to say because there's still some hesitation. We're addressing those 3 points and now it's time for objection handling. Usually it's they don't trust you completely. There's an outcome that they want that they're not 100% certain you're the right person or it's the right product. Timing, they have to talk to someone else. These are just common objections that constantly come up. Then it's your job to tweak your offer to address every single one of those pain points and push them along the buying journey. Now, if you're a well-funded startup, you have the ability to offer free trials. Again, there's some debate around whether free trials are the best way forward for a mid-market or an enterprise customer. Some type of payment, getting you set up in their vendor system, third-party risk management, all of that stuff comes into play. If you can get them to give you some level of financial commitment, you'll get a better proof of concept out of them because they have some money invested from the business. Now, if you're on calls and these things across your hypotheses and your problem statements are not true, and there might be time and need for adjustment. So maybe you're going after the wrong problem statements and everyone's saying, no, we're not interested. That's not a problem because of XYZ reason. Then it's about pattern recognition. If you can have 10 calls and notice patterns across customers, it's a pretty good indicator that maybe that problem doesn't exist for whatever reason, or it's not big enough for them to spend money on it. If you're seeing yeses across the board for a particular problem statement, then go hard on that one. That should be in your marketing material, keywords in your messaging, in your campaigns on LinkedIn and email, over the phone, when you're on calls with customers. So really taking time to reflect on these phone calls is the best way to see those leading indicators across time. Ultimately, getting to product market fit is a long journey. I tell every founder that I work with, what your expectation is, times it by 3 at least to be safe. These things take time, constant testing, constant iteration. And as you can see, if you have an 8-month 0 to customer happy timeline, it's going to take a while and you need to be very receptive to these leading indicators. If you'd like to know more about my process and how I would structure testing whether you have product market fit specifically in North America, then of course, hit me up in the DM.